You are in for a real treat. Our guest isn't just shaping interiors, she's shaping the future of our industry. She's creating a pathway for the next generation of designers to step confidently into their careers. Today's guest is Kim Bailey, founder of Design Lifestyles in Carrollton, Texas. Kim is currently serving on the National Board for the Interior Design Society, as well as serves on the ASID Dallas Student Symposium Board and IDS DFW Dwell with Dignity Project. Since launching her firm in 2004, she has earned 9 Interior Design Society Designer of the Year awards, which is a national recognition. Absolutely incredible. Her work has been featured in leading publications such as Architectural Digest, Lux Interiors and Design, Kitchen and Bath Design News, Haven, and Furniture, Lighting, and Decor. Not only has Kim built a reputation for creating spaces that beautifully balances style, functionality, and livable design, she's creating a legacy of giving back to the community. Kim is now expanding her impact through education as the founder of the Heritage School of Interior Design Dallas, helping shape the next generation of designers. It's incredible.
Well,
please join me in welcoming Kim Bailey.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And that I appreciate that very warm welcome. Thank you.
And I have to be honest. So my first ASID Student Symposium panel, you were in the audience. And I saw you come in. You were sitting in the back with some of the kids. We were at the Sub-Zero Wolf showroom in Dallas. And after that panel, I realized that I had this drive that I wanted to help the students kind of find their pathway. And I knew that you were going to be one of my first guests.
Oh, I love that.
And it's because of Heritage.
Well, thank you.
Right? So I learned about the school and what you guys were doing. And I'm like, this is absolutely an opportunity it's a void that's in our industry right now.
Absolutely.
And not everybody needs a 4-year degree.
Right.
And how do you do this and actually get the skills to be an interior designer?
Right.
Just basically right off the street.
Right.
You know? So I do want to focus on that quite a bit.
Love it.
But in doing so, you know, you and I have a lot of colleagues that have 4-year design degrees.
Yes.
They did the program.
Yes.
And then we have a lot of people that wander and waver and they find their way here one way or another.
Right.
So we're going to have a little alumni fun.
I love it.
And find out, where did you go to school and what was your degree in? Because it's not always design.
No, it's not. So my story is a little different in that, I grew up with very humble beginnings, and there wasn't this real push or financial backing for me to go to school. So I was pursuing business, and I was going to a part-time college in Austin, going part-time and working part-time because I had to put my way through. And so I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so business administration was just a good catch-all. So that was what I was doing. Then I, as we do, fall in love, get married, start a family. So my husband and I decided to focus on his career, and that I would focus on, really supporting him at that time and raising our kids. So interior design was something that evolved for me. During that time of being at home, my passion changed to more being what makes my home special, and people coming over to my home and saying, who did this? How did you do this? Will you do my home? Will you help me? And so when I got to a place after about 15 years, and that chapter was coming to a close, my kids were getting older, and I knew they were about to launch out into their own world, that I needed a path for myself. And my husband, I remember the day distinctly, he called me one day. And he's like, I just landed the most incredible promotion. I didn't see it coming. And I want you to now figure out, well, what are you going to do? And how can I help you get there?
I love that.
Yeah. And so that day I was working part-time for an education foundation. That day I gave my notice, and I printed off the course catalog for a local interior design program here in Dallas. And just that one day just changed. I knew within an instant what I wanted to do.
That gave me chills. Like, that's amazing. I did not know your story. We met maybe 10 years ago or so.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the previous, so that is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. And I think where I am today came out of my experience going to a local traditional 2-year program. Because what I found, Christine, was I had my side hustle kind of going with my business while I was in school. So I'd start asking my instructors questions, and it dawned on me. They knew interior design from a book, but many of them had never practiced design. And I was shocked when I would ask them questions specific to the industry, and they didn't know. And I was like,
Because they've never done it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just totally blown away by that.
Yeah.
So I knew I'm with you.
This is
There's
so
a
full
void.
circle for you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Full
this is full circle.
Full circle.
And the fact that you were some part of the education on the other side just before you even delve into this.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing.
It's so providential because when my husband was working for a bank in Houston, we were transferred around a lot. So I had a lot of practice houses,
Okay, yeah.
And so when we were in Houston, I worked part-time for a dean of community education at a community college. So I learned a lot about scheduling and hiring instructors and working under an agency that oversees education and things. And then later I worked for an education foundation. And this was never in my long-term plan. Like I never had on my sights, this
The
is
interior
what,
design or
no,
the opening a school?
Opening a school. Yes. No, interior design was my
You're
passion.
like, it was always there. Yeah.
So people are like, oh, so you were progressing. And I'm like, no, just landed in my lap when I found out about Heritage.
Yeah.
But because of where I'd been and my experiences, and like you, there's this void. And interviewing people that wanted to come work for my firm right out of college, and they're like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how
Which
to use
part of it.
Exactly.
Or some of the simplicity things that we do day to day.
Right.
That they don't know how to do.
No.
Yeah, we've noticed that with interns, right? So it's just very different.
Very
having
different.
that real world versus just the book education.
Exactly.
But what your school does is it blends the two.
We blend the two. Yes.
Yeah.
So they get the foundational elements of interior design. And our instructor, one of our instructors, she went to a 4-year, interior design school, one of the top 3 interior design schools in the country. And when she came and looked at our curriculum, she's like, this is everything that I learned, but it's very fast paced, very immersive. But then we're combining real world applicable experience.
Right.
So we're teaching not only how to design, but how to design on a budget. I was shocked at how many people right out of school had never had a project budget.
Well, they're mostly doing commercial.
Right.
Right? They focus on
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
And that
Very
does
commercial.
not translate to
Nope.
residential budget.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
Doesn't at all. Very commercial. That was
Yeah.
the other pain point that I had. And I had someone that was interviewing, and she's like, well, I've always wanted to do residential because I always would ask that question. Like, am I just,
Right.
is my firm a stepping stone for you to get to commercial, or what do you want? And one student, this stuck with me, she said, I wanted to do residential, but my instructor said I'd never make any money doing that. And I wasn't a real designer. And I was like, your instructor told you that? Like, obviously they haven't done residential design because
Right.
we're killing it.
Right.
It's a great option.
And I find a lot of the students that I've interacted with, so our residential design is very large scale, right? They might as well be small businesses, some of these houses.
Right.
And some of them have commercial AC units,
Yeah.
the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
But the construction and the design of a huge commercial hospital
Yeah.
or those really massive spaces,
Right.
it's a complete different
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah.
Not only with the budgets, but who's actually doing the design. There's not a lot of emotion in it, maybe.
Right.
So it's very different. So as they've come in and enveloped themselves in some of the things we do, they either love it or they hate it.
Right.
You either want that more clean cut or you love the emotional side and what that impact does to that family. So it's been really interesting to see as the kids come through here.
I bet.
And just talking with them, you know,
Right.
at the student symposiums and such.
I love it.
Yeah. So this is kind of, like my questions are out the door now because I've just learned so much. So working with students now, but if you think back prior to that, I think when they come to us to try and get a job, there are some pain points there.
Absolutely.
And we heard that a lot this year with the student symposium, and we had the opportunity for them to show their portfolios to a group of designers. It's like, what are you looking for? And I think for me, it's really hard because they bring in a portfolio that they've done on a computer.
Right.
And it's not a real world project.
Right.
Right. Or they don't have fabrics or whatever. Like it's not
Right.
real. It's all digital.
Right.
Which now I don't know how AI is going to affect all that.
Right.
That's a whole nother episode. But what I have suggested, and we do have some students that have done these, which are fun. It's like go back to your apartment, go back to your room, your bedroom, move things around, photograph it with your phone. What are you
Right.
capable of doing if you're looking at residential?
Right.
Because it's totally different. And show me how you see things. Because you don't see that on a graphic.
No, you don't.
So, what have you looked for in the past prior to the school,
Right.
For your firm? Like, what sets a student apart that might, I don't know, make them look? You might look at their resume a little differently.
Right. I think it's any type of applicable experience. Have they interned anywhere else or done any of those projects for friends or family? And really showing, that their portfolio was theirs. Because a lot of times I would go through their portfolio and I'm like, okay, tell me about this project and about this. Oh, well, we did that as a group,
Right.
and that wasn't my part. So their portfolio was a little misleading in that what they were really capable of doing.
So, isn't that interesting? Students, listen up, right? So, the group project, like, we want to see your work
Right.
when you're coming to the firm.
Right.
Okay. I love that.
And want to be able to hear what your process was and
Explain
why you,
it.
yes, why you made these decisions, and how did it come about. So really anything. So like I said, what you said really is just friends and family, rearrange. Even if you're not going to actually do it, but here's another option. Something that would be a fun exercise they could start with. Apartments, if you ever go apartment hunting, they give you tons of floor plans.
Oh,
Maybe take
excellent point.
2 or 3 of those
Yeah.
floor plans and do room designs.
Right.
Here's what I would do with this floor plan, and here's what I would do with that one, and maybe do a digital mood board or something like that as well.
Love that. Because we all use those.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they teach that in school.
We
It's
do.
different.
We do. We
Well, not
start,
your school. Your school is different. If you think back to the other, like,
No, that's
right,
it's very true.
right. I mean, your Heritage, you guys go to Dallas Market.
Yeah.
You go to showrooms.
Yep.
I imagine you have reps come in.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I think about the way that we've done business in the past,
Right.
it's just doing the same thing, but you're enveloping these kids into that program. So just share some of that with us. I'm so intrigued. Your facility
Yeah.
is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I don't know how long you're going to get to stay there because your enrollment is just cranking up. Like,
is.
take over another floor or something. I don't know how that
You're
works.
so sweet. So it's really interesting because when I saw the curriculum for Heritage, so like I said, this kind of fell in my lap. I did not have this on my radar, but it's interesting how it evolved because my daughter has worked for me at my design firm for 12 years, and I just kind of moved her into a more director of operations, senior designer role. Hadn't planned on retiring, but we both were at a place where we were kind of both leaders, and so this fell in my lap, and I looked at this curriculum and I thought, this is exactly what I needed. And this is when I was wanting to transition.
I would have loved to have that.
Yes. And this is what I feel like I would want somebody to know that I put in my design firm. So when I began the negotiations with Heritage to bring it to Texas, I used, my attorney, my business attorney from my firm, and I really bargained to make it a license agreement where I had the ability to tweak it to make it relevant for Dallas. Because what design is in Portland or Seattle or Denver is different than Dallas.
So different than here.
And it's not better, it's not worse, it's just different.
Yeah.
And so I really fought for that, and so that I could really morph this into what people need to be immersed in this design community. And so that's really what's making us different. And that's what's setting us apart is what you're talking about. We spend 10 weeks where we go out every Thursday for 7 hours. So they get 70 hours of designers coming and talking to them, reps in the industry, going to Dallas Market Center, going to slab showrooms. Then I take them to my slab fabricator. Once you buy the slab, here's how it gets fabricated. Here's how it gets installed. custom drapery workroom. So we go to the fabric wholesalers, then we go to the workroom and they say, here's where your fabric comes in. Here's how we fabricate. We take them to a custom, to Miss Oud Furniture here in Dallas. And Chuck himself walks them through. Here's the fabrics come in the door. Here's every station that it goes through to make custom furniture before it ships out. So we're giving them the knowledge base to understand the whole business side, but then how the processes work. So they're not just designing a phantom space, they're seeing the whole back end of the industry.
So what a phenomenal opportunity, because I've been doing, now this is 19 years. You've been in it for 2 decades. And if you think back, like how many years did it take for you to get to go to Masad?
Tons.
Or to go to understand, okay, well, I've mastered this. Well, now I'm going to go into countertops and fabrication, right? Like that is not, it's just not readily available unless you know somebody or somebody's brought you into the firm and they're really cultivating that with their people. So what an incredible thing. So I'm assuming that the other heritage schools maybe don't do that 10-week, the 70 hours that
They
you're talking
don't
about.
put as many hours as we do.
They're going to start. They're going to start. Your kids are going to come out being in this phenomenal position for firms or whomever they want to work for with all of this knowledge.
Yes.
And it's right here in our backyard. So it's really kind of unfair, right?
Right.
This is a playground for design here in this area.
Well, the other thing, Christine, is I'm putting them in touch with the best of the best.
Yeah.
So I've kind of weeded out the people that maybe don't play nice or aren't wanting to collaborate with new designers. You know, they're more like, come to me when you kind of have all the answers and you're a quick
I don't
client.
have time to train you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we go to the showrooms and we go to the vendors that are saying, you come in, you tell us your project, we're going to walk you through until you get comfortable with it. And that's what I wanted. So true story, when you're talking about finding vendors, the first 4 years of my business, I made my own window treatments because I didn't know there was a workroom.
I did the same thing.
I thought all designers had to sew.
Yeah, up in the game room and lay out 120-inch drapery up there and figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I got a fabric rep for the first time, and she goes, and by the way, we have a drapery workroom. And I'm like,
you do what?
What's a drapery workroom? Because no one had ever told me that.
Right.
And so those are the things that were life-changing for me.
You're trying to discover because it wasn't taught.
No. It was not taught.
Yeah.
What the industry was, and the right ones to go to. Like I said, the ones that are going to do well, and then the capabilities. So my design capabilities went from what I felt like I could fabricate to mind-blowing options that I knew professionals who ran these workrooms for years are able to bring to life.
It's like you saw it in pictures.
Exactly.
I don't know how they do that.
Exactly.
Oh, it's a whole industry, y'all.
Yes.
So let's say you're a student and you love design.
Yeah.
You have a fetish for fabric. Did you know you could be at a workroom?
Right.
You could be design drapery at a workroom.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a whole thing in itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Working with designers. And pulling it all together and doing the orchestration of the measuring, the designing, the having the workroom fabricated and an install.
Yeah.
That there are designers in the industry, all they do are custom draperies.
Yep.
That's their specialty. And there's designers who are like, that's not my lane. I don't have joy in that. So I'm just going to partner with you to do that.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about your accolades with IDS. You're also part of other organizations.
Yes.
We've talked to others about how important it is to be present in those organizations as a student or a new person coming into the industry. I know that there was an event I was at, I think we were over at Cosentino, and some of the teachers, the educators were there, and they bring their students.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity where you can connect all of those vendors, your school. When we toured your school, and I thought this was interesting because I want to put one of my girls in it, you also offer the opportunity to somebody that's already been in the industry, but maybe they just got out of college and they don't have the real world experience. Right. You have a shorter program that they can do and get enveloped in this. Maybe it's the 70 hours.
Right.
And for a firm that's established that does not have time to train somebody that's green.
Right.
I would be willing to pay for that education.
Yep.
You take them for the 10 weeks or whatever and then give them back because you'd have to give them back if I paid.
Right.
And then they're coming back in with all this knowledge that I don't have time to give them.
Right. And that's our fundamentals program. So that's our foundational program. It's a 12-week program. It's very comprehensive, very hands-on, and that's when all the tours are done. That is our foundational program into our master's program. And our master's is doing a deep dive into kitchen and bath design. We have our second largest program is commercial, because we know so many times we do a residential project and then the homeowners say,
They own a business.
Yeah, can you come do my law firm? Can you come do my dentist's office?
Yeah.
So we need to have that information. So we do a deep dive in those, and then we teach a lot of technical programs, CAD, SketchUp, Revit,
Okay.
and construction basics. You're going to end up doing a remodel. I didn't plan on remodeling. It happens. You remodel. So we teach them all of those things, how to work with your contractor, how the knowledge that you need to have. So someone can come and just do the fundamentals, but I tell them, if you want to work in the industry, you really need the full master's snapshot of the classes to really be viable.
Yeah. I love that. I love what you're doing over there.
Thank you.
I think after we toured your facility, you had mentioned something about you bought the licensing for Texas. And I was like, oh my gosh, she got them all. Like, I can't go open a school.
That was my husband's idea.
He's so smart. That was
Yep.
so smart. I so would have scooped in and be like, okay, I want some kids in Austin or whatever,
Yeah.
So as you
Yeah.
expand out, it's just going to be phenomenal for people.
Right.
I was just at a conference with somebody. We were at a dinner table, and she was saying that her daughter is looking at TCU and SMU in the area, but she doesn't live here.
Right.
And I'm like, those are amazing programs if you want a
Absolutely.
4-year degree. But have you heard about Heritage? Like, I promote your school all the
my
time. You have no
gosh,
idea.
thank you.
And she looks at me and she's like, Heritage Design? I said, yes. She's like, I went there
Wow.
in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So she's
where
up
it
from
started.
exactly. And I just thought, oh my gosh, what a moment there.
Yeah.
Why are you sending your kid to TCU? No,
That's right.
it's a whole different thing. But so I love that the word is out.
Yes.
That's getting out. I hope a lot of people hear this and show interest in it. We're certainly going to put your information within the episode so that they can go
you.
in and research and find out more.
I appreciate
if they want to
that
learn
so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I just see your growth with that skyrocketing.
Yeah. I think people are evaluating the financial investment of 4-year program, and we only teach interior design.
Yeah.
Now I will say a good portion of our statistics as of this last term was 70% of our students have a bachelor or master's degree, and this is a second career for them. They're like, this, I'm just not finding joy. I'm not happy, or wish I coulda, shoulda, would have done
Right.
something creative. So that's a big segue, but we also have students that are coming to us out of high school and are like, I don't have the financial means to go for a 4-year degree, and I need to start working as soon as possible. So our program is very affordable. We have installment plans and things like that we can help them with, we have right now a really high placement rate as well. And our final portfolio capstone class, when they're refining their portfolio, we're also getting them in touch with people, helping them make connections, find that first internship. Because once you get your foot in the door, you're golden.
All it takes.
You're golden.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about ASID and IDS, and I just want to say, I became a corporate level member with the school in both of those organizations, so that every single one of our students are a student member. And I take those students each term to a meeting for both of those organizations.
Phenomenal.
Because my personal interior design journey with my own business transformed completely when I got involved
Absolutely.
in IDS. And that's what was pivotal for me. And I keep telling them, you want to be successful, you want to get your foot, you start networking now.
And if you can do it at the student level where it doesn't cost very much,
Right.
or somebody's paying for you to be there as a student,
Exactly.
take advantage, be present, meet people, network.
Yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I tell them volunteer, because you're
Yeah.
going to be working side by side by other people in the industry, and they may not have an opening, but we all, like I know you do too, have little group messages, text messages with other designers, and I get them all the time. Hey, I need a design intern. Hey, I'm looking for a
you
junior
get 'em a lot
designer.
now, I bet.
I do. I'm looking for a junior designer. I'm looking for this. And so I tell them they may not have an opening, but they're going to remember you if you made made a lasting impression. They're gonna be like, you know what? There was this young person that I met working on a Dwell with Dignity project or working on, this event, and she was really sharp, really sweet. She might be a good fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So at the end, I usually ask for key takeaways, and that is absolutely it. Right. That was fantastic.
Thanks.
So thank you so much for being here today.
Yes.
I know it's a busy time of the year, and I mean, you have so much going on. I don't know how you do that many boards. You have so much going on. So we really appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you for having me. I was honored. I was thrilled that you were doing this. Wasn't aware of the podcast. I'm going to get all of our students to start listening.
I was hoping.
And following
I was hoping,
along.
I was hoping, yeah.
Yes. I think this is phenomenal. So thank you for what you're doing in the industry to really bring along the next generation.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, I'm not going to do this forever, right? I will not be 80 doing this.
Right.
I might be podcasting at 80. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
No. So there's a point where you just need to pass on your knowledge.
Exactly.
And I have met so many people, wonderful people over the years. If I can connect that and help that next generation, that's absolutely what we're trying to do. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks for being a part of it.
Thanks, Christine.